going. So Ernesto is what I call a puzzle adventure game. It's kind of it has an overworld. I mean, this is one of the islands. All the art in the game is not final yet, so we're still working on it. We're still working on everything, so nothing you see is final. But the design of the game is pretty solid at this point. So Ernesto is all about tracing a path through a level. As you can see, I am leaving a path behind me, and I can rewind as much as I want. I can go back, and I can try a different path. I can do whatever I want with path. But one thing I can do is cross over my own path. That's a limitation. So when you're navigating levels, and that's where a lot of the gameplay of the game comes from, actually. So in this particular case, in this screen, what you want is to get rid of all the small fires down here. So this guy will be happy because now he's unhappy because his house is on fire. So we can get rid of the fire. And in this case, this is like the first level in the game, so it's pretty straightforward. You can observe that each time I step on one of the fires, I lose one heart. See, when I rewind, you can see the effect. And now at this point, Ernesto is pretty much beaten up, and he can still move, but he cannot touch anything else without dying. But death in this game is rewindable as well. You can come back from death. So the trick here is to use these medikits here. The medikits heal Ernesto completely, 100%, no matter how many hearts are missing. So what you want to do is to maximize the use of these medikits so you can finish the levels. The first levels are not are a bit they only have one solution usually, or two or three, not more than that. But then later in the game there are multiple solutions to each one of the levels, and some solutions maximize some things over others, so you have to make a choice. But these levels are pretty much about learning how to maximize your resources in a game. So in this case it's pretty straightforward. I mean, I cannot keep killing fire, so I need to heal myself. So if I do this, I am completely healed again, and I can kill the 3 remaining fires. And when I do it, this guy is happy. He leaves a coin behind that I will need later. I mean, this is like a tutorial level, so it's pretty hard to get stuck. But you can get stuck. Like if you try doing this, this fire down here is now unreachable because I mean, I can go there, but I lock myself in, so that's not a good solution. So in this case, we do this, and then we can go down the stairs. And now we have different level, which also have 6 fires, but now they are distributed differently. And if I do this, I lock myself in again because yeah, I killed these 3, but now on the other side of the level. So in this case, this is the solution we want. We want to grab the 3 ones. See, a lot of people try to do this, but then you are in trouble because these 3 are, you lock yourself in again. Or you could try doing it this way, and then you're locked between deadly fires. Or you can try doing something weirder. But in any case, you end up locking something out, and you cannot solve the level. So this is pretty much the only solution that I came up with. This is also a pretty straightforward level, but then the game can get trickier. Now you're learning to group the fires. See, I want to grab all the fires, otherwise I cannot go through this guy here. But see, and I cannot repeat that solution here because now I don't have enough hearts to survive, and then the medikit is on the other side. So if you observe this level as a game designer, you can tell that these levels are all the same level, but the medikits are placed in different spots. And what I'm trying to get you to observe is that you know, the placement of the medkits matter in terms of what the solutions look like. See, all three solutions to these levels are different. You need to approach the level differently because the medkits are somewhere else. Okay, so now, I mean, this keeps going. You can go back as well. You can, these things keep going. I mean, there's all sort of levels in the game. There's levels, levels. And this one is just one of the islands in the game. We'll get there soon, but there are other islands in the game, like this one. This one is invaded with these creatures, and also there's a temple that has trials in it. This series of levels are pretty neat, but we're not going to talk about them today. What we're going to do today is to design a boss. So let me show you what's in there right now. So there are these levels here. Yeah, we do this, blah, blah, blah. In this level you need to achieve, so I'm spoiling a lot of things of the game, but I guess this is fine because I guess the interest of you watching this video is about learning or I don't know, seeing how I design stuff instead of, you know, playing the actual game, be surprised by it. So I'm going to spoil a lot of things, not everything, but I'm going to spoil quite a bit of the game today. So yeah, be warned about that. So in this level we need to achieve, say, 10 XP points, which is pretty easy for me now. And this is a current boss of the first island. Now, this is, I mean, this is a giant snake. It's supposed to be a drake, but we haven't gotten around to make a good graphics for it. So I use a cobra that I haven't used anywhere else yet, and just made it big and called it a drake. So assume that's a drake, whatever that is. You know, it's a fantasy animal. So anyway, but so the trick with this boss is that, you know, has this attack power here, which you would eventually realize that represents how much damage it would do to Ernesto. Right now it does 8 damage, which is way more than my 3 hearts. So there's no hope I could kill it, but I could, you know, kill these fires around it to weaken it enough to kill it. I mean, this is not a good solution because I trapped myself in, but I just wanted you to see that how you would kill this boss. But the thing is, this boss, I don't like it. I don't like this thing. I mean, this level full of random fires around, I don't like it. It doesn't feel good. So what I want us to do today is to come up with a different mechanic for the Drake, so it's more interesting, hopefully, or at least more interesting than this. That's for sure. So that's what I'm going to do. So now I'm going to check out the chat and see if there are any questions before I start. Then I'm going to give a short intro and we'll get going because we have a lot of work to do ahead of us. So, watching the chat now, how long do I expect to go? Well, it's going to be an hour and a half, maybe less than that, I don't know. Probably an hour or something like this. It's odd that you can take 4 hits before dying when you have 3 hearts. I agree, and historically, Ernesto had 4 hearts, but here's the thing. Later on in the game, you have to think just a bit. You have to think about how many monsters you can kill before you die in order to plan ahead what you're going to do. And I figured that having 4 hearts but only being able to attack 3 monsters before dying is okay, but it's a bit confusing, or it makes the simple math in your head harder. So I chose to reduce it to 3 hearts, which you can use completely, and then you're kind of beaten up and die if you hit something else. It's just to provide a visual, it's to help visually with what you're going to do. Like, I can only kill 3 fires before, you know, I can't kill anything else. So I like the fact that you have 3 hearts and if I have 2 hearts, I know I can hit 2 more things before dying safely, before I can die and stuff. It just felt better. That's why I do it. I mean, it may cause a bit of confusion. People used to games, you know, having less heart being your last life, but whatever. We'll see. We'll see. Anyone know how to watch a witch without the buffering every 5 seconds? Use Stars Playa. That's absolutely awesome. Use it. Oh my God! I have a typo. Okay, I'm going to cure. I'm producing no-city anxiety in a lot of people. Designing. Thank you. Now it's called designing instead of something else. That is if Twitch lets me rename it. Okay. Okay. So next step. Next step is how are we going to design the game, this level now? How are we going to design the boss? So one thing about the bosses of Ernesto is that Ernesto bosses are allowed to break the rules of the game. So most of Ernesto, it's pretty static. I mean, things don't move around. You can see in the levels that stuff doesn't really move around in the game most of the time. But bosses are allowed to move around. Like this boss here, the Necromancer can move around. See, he's moving around. I mean, nothing else in the game does this except bosses. Bosses move around in a deterministic pattern, of course, but they move around. So maybe it's a good thing that we design our Drake boss to be able to move around as well. And that's what we're going to do. But as you can see, everything in this island catches fire because this island is fire related. So the Drake needs to be related to fire somehow. And what I thought is, what happens if instead of the Drake moving, what would happen if the fire moved? If the fire moved itself. So what I'm proposing we do is we make the Drake speed walls of fire, and then we'll see what we can do with that. Because I don't pre-plan my levels, because that's now not how I design Ernesto. Ernesto is designed. I'm trying to design Ernesto with a technique or something like that. You could call it technique, called forward design, which is about, you know, picking a mechanic and then seeing how far you can get with it without, you know, giving up and just changing the mechanic because you're not able to find anything. So my policy for designing levels of Ernesto is to try to try level layouts and then play them and see if they're interesting to play, and then, you know, refine the design of the level instead of sitting down thinking about a level and then trying to modify the mechanics to fit it. I'm going the other way. I'm grabbing my mechanics, trying to find something interesting about them instead of modifying my mechanics. So in that light, what we're going to do is moving fire. You are going to see code now, because we need to add moving fire. I don't have moving fire in the game, so we're going to add moving fire. So we'll call a moving fire a fireball, right? So thanks to hacks, which is the language I'm using, it's going to tell me that I need to initialize this object called a fireball, and we need to define some properties for it, like what its name is. So we call it fireball. An animation, for now we're going to use the fire, the same animation as the fire. I mean, later on we would implement a proper fireball, but that's going to be the job of the artist of Ernesto, Jeremias. So for now, all we need is a name and the fact that it's fire. Okay, so now we have a fireball. But the fireball doesn't do anything. We need the fireball to do something. So in order to try the fireball, we're going to go to the editor and add support for fireball. Yeah, I want to shoot fireballs. Okay, so now we have fireballs, and we need to get the fireballs moving. So let's go to update actor, which is called whenever you need to update stuff. I made a test today to see if having moving stuff in the game will work well, because the Ernesto code does not deal with moving things a lot. So we might bump into bugs or special conditions caused by this. If we do, oh well, we'll just deal with them as they show up. So what this code does is just it tries to get the fireball moving left, and then ask if if the next step is within the grid and it's empty, there's nothing else there, and Ernesto's path is not there either, then we just move left. Otherwise we just banish. What we could do is add some feedback that we banished, like add a tile change animation. We'll do this. This should work, maybe. We'll see. Maybe I forgot about something. We don't know. Okay, let's build it. So I'm going to check if this works, and then if it does, we're going to answer some questions on the chat. Okay, we'll just pick any level and see if a fire works. We're going to put a gate somewhere here anyway. So this is supposed to be a firewall. Yep. We just add stuff. Okay, Ernesto is there, and our fire is moving. And now this fire died because it hit our path. What would happen if we were in front of it? So the fire died because it bumped into us. We were going to make it hurt Ernesto later, but right now it doesn't do anything, it just vanishes. And they all die at the end. No more fire here. Okay, and we go back, it just rewinds what happened. Okay, that's a good first step. Let's see what's going on in the chat. Okay, so what's this story behind the rope the character drags around? It's not actually a rope, it's his path, his own path. It's like a record of where you've been at some point. Do I do the graphic myself? No, I'm not doing the graphics of the game. The graphics of the game are being done by this guy, Jeremias Babini. So he's the one. Okay, I'm not going to have a very good internet because my computer is choking it with the stream. So anyway, so I'm going to type his name on the chat. He's the one making the thing. And now you're going to realize how much lag we have, which is a lot. Anyway, back to it. So we have moving fire. That's neat, but they're going to die eventually. So we had to do something else about this. So what we could do is make something speed fire, which is our Drake. So let's go to our Drake level now, and we're going to work on it. So first of all, we're not going to need, if fires are going to be moving around, we're going to need space. So first we make space for it. This is the exit gate. We're going to put it down here so we have more room. We're going to move the boss here, and we're going to make the rest of the level the thing you must get across. Right? So now we're going to remove everything else in the level because we don't care about it. We're going to generate our own fires from now on. So right now what happens is that these bosses can do anything. It's very tough, so he would kill us right away. And we needed to speed fire now and see what happens. So what we do now is, first of all, we make us able to kill the boss. The boss is too powerful now. I forgot what decides the attack power of things. So yeah, attack power is what we want. Okay, so this is the Drake boss. This all has to do with the fire, but we are not interested about any of it because we're not going to do this anymore. So remove all this code, and now we have a very neat place to make the boss do stuff. So how about we make the Drake just materialize fireballs all over the level. So first of all, we're going to materialize a whole column of moving fireballs. Like we're going to spawn a huge wall of moving fireballs. Then we'll see what we do with that. Yes. The column is our current position -1. So I'm going to guess, I'm going to assume this is the right place to do it. We're not going to run to the edge of the level because the Drake is static, it's not moving. And then we're going to speed fires every turn, and then we're going to pace it for a bit. So we create one monster per row, and the row is map grid age means grid height, and it's the amount of tiles, vertical tiles in the grid. So now we spawn we're going to spawn one fire on every column. Okay, so these will create a fireball every turn, which is probably going to make a mess of, make a giant flood of fireballs, so we don't want that. So we're going to shoot a fireball every, say, 2 turns or something. So we're going to put a timer, like a turn timer, into the Drake boss now. Drake timer, just an integer, starts at 0. We must make sure we duplicate it correctly. Then what we do is every time we advance time, we're going to add 1 turn to this, and we're only going to do this every 3. I'm never sure about the precedence for this, so I am usually very conservative. Just, you know, put parentheses all over everything. But I feel bold today, so I'm going to do this and assume this has higher priority than the comparison, which is likely. So yeah, so this means he's going to shoot a firewall of fires every 2 turns. Maybe that's too much, I don't know, we'll see. So we compile this, and we forgot to, this is no thing. We're talking about ourselves here, right? Okay, let's see what this does. I forgot to save the level, now I can't think of it, which is going to make a mess now. Yeah, we're going to fix this because it's not going to work. So let's make a good level for, let's repeat a good level for the thing. You come here, we're going to delete this whole thing because we don't need it. So, and we're going to save the level this time. Okay. So let's see what this does. Okay, so a firewall showed up actually. They're moving, and then another one spawns. Okay, then reach it. Okay, I forgot to remove the attack power from this thing. It's probably around here. Yeah, no attack power. No. So the attack power is 1. I'm not sure what this default damage does. Anyway, am I screwing with these anywhere else? Probably not. Okay, so I don't even know what to do with this. I could have just done this. Be done with it. So, before we continue, questions on the chat. Okay. Maybe the direction in which the fire moves could be the opposite to the direction in which Ernesto last moved. That could be an option, but we'll see about that. Are we in C++ here? No, this is hacks. And you know it's not ActionScript, it's hacks. The map editing is inside your game. Yes, it is inside my game. What means the violet purple squares? It's just an effect that I added to the game to signal that something happened at that tile. It's just an animation. Okay, back to this. Let's see what happens now. Let's see what happens now. Yeah, tutorial. I need to make something of a shortcut that is better than this. Anyway. Yeah, so we can kill it. Yeah. We can no longer shoot any fire because it's dead. Dead drakes can't spit fire anymore. Some weirdness is why are the okay, so he's materializing the fires right next to it, but then the fires are updating and moving one square. We are going to have to get rid of that at some point, but that has to do with the way timing is handled in the game, which as I said is not very solid because the game doesn't really deal with this a lot. So I will need to fix that at some point. That's why there's a gap between the snake and the thing. Maybe we could signal it that it's just created it so it doesn't move, but I don't know. I don't know, it's fine for now. We'll just deal with the glitches later. Now we need to make this fire hurt Ernesto. What happens if we're ambitious and instead of, you know, hurting Ernesto, it just kills him? So fire is very deadly. What happens if fire is really, really deadly? So what we do is we're going to assume that fireballs do a ton of damage, like 4. Yeah, fireballs are badass. And now we have to implement a way for the fireball to know that it hit Ernesto. So yeah, advanced time. So what would happen if we hit something? We need to know if we hit Ernesto now. How do we know if Ernesto is there or not? Because these variables is different than null. So if we could move, we keep moving. Otherwise, if we hit something and it was Ernesto, and equals our new position, and then we hurt Ernesto. I guess we can do this. I'm not sure how this is going to work because Ernesto is not really yeah, some member names are not consistent with the naming. Switch it halfway. So yeah, our damage, and we need a vector. Am I using that for anything? Am I using these chords for anything here? I'm not really using it, so I don't even know why I call it, so I don't need it. Just going to ignore that parameter. Then remove it. You know what? I'm not going to give a bad example, and I'm going to just remove this thing I'm not really using and let the program not. Oh my god, it's used all over the place, and it's null. See, that's because this happens because I was lazy at the time. I didn't actually fix this, and then this would not have happened in the middle of a stream. So yeah, you're going to see some programming today as well. Not the most exciting programming ever, but anyway, it's programming nonetheless. I deal with this all the time, my own code, so I'm fine with using this because this reflects what happens to me all the time. Anyway, so we made the fire hurt Ernesto, hopefully. So hopefully this code will hurt Ernesto. Maybe. Let's see. Let's see what this does. My guess is it won't work because of timing, but who knows? Maybe we'll get lucky. Okay, yeah, it didn't work. It didn't work because there's this thing called tunneling, which is that the fire is moving left, but I'm moving right, so I'm going through it. And then it can't move anymore and dies. I think that's what's going on here. Let's verify it. We have a thing called a debugger, so we can figure it out. When we move right, okay, so we are now seeing the code of this fire moving left. Ernesto is standing on this tile, which I guess is the right one, I don't know. But now the fire is on 4, 3 in the coordinates 4, 3, and Ernesto is on the coordinates 5, 3. That's because we are the fire has moved through Ernesto, has tunneled through Ernesto. But a thing that is happening now is that Ernesto is standing on top of it. See, that one hit me because it moved left and then I moved on top. No, I moved right and then he moved on top of me and he hurt me. That's why the first fire didn't kill me, but the second did. So what we could do is say, okay, if I wanted to move left, so we are going to hack it for now. I'm sorry about this, but what we're going to do is that, okay, if I am moving on top of Ernesto, or so if Ernesto is somewhere, which is important because Ernesto might not be anywhere. That's the thing that can happen in my game, that Ernesto is not anywhere. So if Ernesto is on top of us, if Ernesto is where we're going, or Ernesto is on top of us, then we're going to hit Ernesto. And while we're at it, we can also add a sound to it, so we have some sound feedback. Burn. Okay, let's see what this does now, if it even compiles. Good. Let's see what happens when we go hit the Drake now. We're going to reset so Ernesto doesn't show up in the middle of the level. Okay, so that was weird. Okay, we found a glitch in the animation. The tombstone should show up in here, but anyway. If I move to the top, I also die. So I always die, no matter what. I die, and I die, and I die. So let's do some questions and then move on. Okay, so let's see if I can get through this. Can I get through this? I mean, not like this. 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 At this point, I would be tempted to say, well, you know, there is no way to get through this wall, so we need something else. But And this is the thing I think is going to be kind of neat. What if we... Okay, I think the fires are moving really fast. So they're not giving me time to do what I think would work, because this is going to kill me. So I need fires to move slowly, more slowly than this, because right now I don't have time to do anything. Or maybe I could make the snake wait a bit more before throwing the first fire. I think I'm going to make the snake wait a bit before throwing its first fire, or not. Or not. Let me see. Ha! Well, the thing is, okay, see, I just made a wall using my own path. I think this is a way to solve this level. But I don't have time to do much with it, because, you know, I'm going backwards and then the fire is following me, so I die. So I need more space. I need more space. That means that the fire needs to take longer to come. And throwing a wall of fire every 2 things seems a bit too much. So what we're going to do is that we're going to raise the time the Drake takes to shoot the fireworks by 1 time. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll just raise it a bit, like 5 maybe? Like 5? Maybe 5 works. We should also delay the fireballs so they don't you know, move on the first right when they were created. I mean, this is kind of a hack, but to be honest, my mind has to do extra effort when I'm streaming. So so there's probably a much better way of solving this problem, but I can't deal with it now. I just want the thing to work. So when we create the fire, we'll say that it will be delayed 1 turn. Then when we update it, we'll just wait. So advanced time. So if my delay is equals 0, then do this. Otherwise, just wait 1 turn. Let's do this so it doesn't go to 0, to minus, to negative number. That hopefully do something, maybe. Let's see. Let's see what this does. I know, I'm sorry I forgot to do that. You know, I'm so glad I made this optimization of the game recently, because the game used to take 8 seconds to load, which would have been very awkward now in the stream to wait, you know, 8 seconds every time I need to try something. So I made this optimization and the game is taking like nothing to load, like it's like taking almost 2 seconds just load, which is absolutely amazing. I'm glad I did that. It made my life so much better. So, boss, let's see what happens now. Okay, see, now the fires appear right before it because they take 1 turn to start moving. And now we have a lot of time. Maybe we have more time than we need. But anyway, let's see if we can get away with a trick. No. Still too fast for me. See, when I go back, if I move that, I die. I don't think there's a way I can dodge this. Maybe there is? Let's see. I'm just delaying my death here. I mean, something cute we could do here is like put an obstacle or something in the middle, like a table. If you put a table like here, for instance, like the fire is going to bump against it. Maybe I can, whoops. Ha! That was neat. Now I'm doomed, but it was neat. That's actually quite interesting. I still think the snake is dropping fires too often, but maybe there is something to this. I'm starting to like where we're going, people. Okay, so I do this, I die. So I need to do this here. Yeah, this is kind of neat. I like this. Okay, let's make the snake not throw fire so often. Perhaps what we should do is add a way for us to tweak it. To tweak how long the snake takes to spit fire. Shall we do this or not? Shall we? Yeah, we should probably do this. Okay, let's see if we can pull off using our tweaker to make the delay of the Drake boss variable. So this is the number we want. We're going to call it Drake spitting time. That sounds like a very appropriate name for this. Class Ernesto. We're going to put a variable. An integer and starts at 5, and then in the update function of the game, we're going to add a tweaker for it. Now you'll see what a tweaker is. Tweak. This is a Drake speeding time. Well, this is a float. This is not really a float, but it doesn't matter. We'll just truncate it. So the minimal time is 3 because other than that is too crazy, and the maximum is, I don't know, like 9, 10. Let's make it 10. I don't know. Just convert it to an integer. And now we made a tweaker. Now you see how it works. If it works, which is there are not enough arguments. Okay, I have to pass the current value. Okay, there we go. Let's see how this works. If it works. This is kind of fun. I am having fun here. Oops. Tutorial island. So right now it's speeding fires every 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What happens if we increase it to 6? Why is my thing not showing up? Because I'm showing the tweaker too soon. I don't have a deferred tweaker implementation. I should do that at some point. That's why it didn't work, because it's being drawn behind everything else. That's not what I wanted. So where are the the other tweakers? So they're around here, so I'm going to do it here. I need to implement a deferred thing for this, but anyway. Why do I start? I have to modify the level selector so it goes to the last level every time I do this. Okay, now we have Drake speeding time on 5. We're going to increase it to 6 and see what happens. See, now it comes up after 6. So we can quickly tweak it instead of, having to recompile every time, which is pain. And we can try crazy stuff with it as well. So anyway, can we prevent being hit this way? So what we've seen is that the pattern to solve this level so far is to go up and delay by going down, so we can give time to the current wave to pass over us. But they're coming so often that we don't really have the time to react to it. So let's try increasing this time to maybe 8 and see what happens. Yeah, now the time will take a lot of time, but you know, the more we die a lot. I am so bummed that Ernesto doesn't properly die here, and this is happening because we are removing the health from Ernesto before his update. So I have a lot of timing issues in the code when you have moving stuff. So someday I will sit down and try to fix it. So now we're going to do questions. Let's see if there are any questions. Okay. Don't go down at all. Yes, right tree. You might only need to do one firewall to make this a challenge. Well, the beautiful thing about designing it this way is that maybe that's true. And that would be pretty awesome. Let's see. So this is coming to soon because I mean the first file. Okay, so the problem here is not the pacing of the I'm just being dumb. I mean the problem here is not the pacing of the firewalls. It's the fact that the first one comes too early. So now we have to delay the Drake boss from speeding the first row a bit. We need to put some delay on top of that. So in order to delay it, we can use the delay of the... Yeah, we're going to use the same mechanism we use for firewall. Instead of calling it firewall, you know what? I mean, this is dirty. Whatever. Drake boss delay. This is a different kind of delay. So we don't mix stuff. And now make this a delay. How much delay do we put in the thing? Some delay. Let's delay it for 2-3 turns, maybe. And then an update actor. Where is it? Where is the goddamn drag box? Okay. So now we put a delay here. Okay, let's see. Why am I making this mistake over and over again? I swear it doesn't happen to me normally. I swear it's the first time it happens. It's just that, you know, streaming stuff makes your brains a bit mushy, and streaming in English is extra straining for me. I mean, I'm more experienced at, you know, saying stuff, lots of stuff in Spanish, not in English. And I don't talk to a lot of people in English every day. Is this going to make what we want? Who knows? But it seems like it does, right? It goes late quite a bit. Okay. Now we do our magic trick. Now we perhaps gave it too much time. And now the cadence seems to be a bit off. We don't have time to react here. Maybe we should take less time. What if we do this? Ha! Well, this is weird. I'm not really sure if... I mean, it sounds like the right thing, but it makes you think about who is going to update first. The Fire or Ernesto? It brings up a question that I didn't want the game to ask. So we might make it so you're going to get hit if you try to walk on top of fire. But you know, that's. I think this is just details. I mean, we can deal with this later. And now we don't have time to react. We just barely passed it. Maybe I could pull this off. Let's see. What if we go down here, then this? We don't have time here. We don't have time here. They're coming too often. Maybe there is a way. What about this? No. We almost made it, but no. Thing is, when we move up, they get a lot of time to move on top of us. You know, if I had more room there. If I only had more room. No. I don't think we can pull this. I don't think it's possible to do this. Let's see. What if you go through the middle? Well, I think this is farthest we can go. Can I do this before? This is pretty terrible. We keep dying. We keep dying a lot. We keep dying in this game. We keep dying in this game. Yeah, maybe I should reduce the Drake speeding time for a bit. Yeah, one defect of my tweaker is that it doesn't remember values. I should probably make it do that. Anyway, stuff to think about. So I just delayed the fire one tile. See, they're coming too fast. Let's increase it to 8. Well, let's increase it to 7, which is fair. Okay. No. No, it does not work. We don't have enough room to pull it off, I think. Maybe someone smarter than me knows a way around this, but I don't think so. I don't think you have time to react. So let's increase this one bit. Dude, these fires are really fast. Yeah. Yeah, I know why this didn't work. It's because it bumped into the ladder, which, you know, introduces an inconsistency, because we could do that before, but now we can't because of the hack we did to compute this. So I am really bummed that, you know, my code is not tolerant to these timing issues, because now the ladder is being a pain, and it's just the ladder. I don't care about it. Maybe what I should do is that if it hits something first, it dies, unless it's the path of Ernesto, in which case it must check against Ernesto to see if it... That way it means the fire will die, the move... I don't know. I'm not sure that that's a good idea, actually. But these, I should be able to come across this fire here. Okay, let's see what the chat, what's going on in chat. Okay, this is Sean, and you totally ignored the start the link before. Stop moving down at the start. Okay, I will stop moving down at the start. Hence up 2, left 1, down 1, space more around, the tweet going back. I'm guessing you want to do one obstacle to get the player the idea on the left side, and then letting you use the path on the right side. And yeah, I wear the spacing with the tweak, but he finally got the up 2, left 1, down 1, up 2, left 1, down 1. Yeah, that seems to be the pattern. Yeah, if you put ladder in the bottom corner, it would be impossible, I think, because you have to repeat the pattern a couple of times. Ladder at the bottom, make fireballs move 2 spaces at a time. Well, yeah, I could do that, but I really don't want to do that. I really don't want the fires to move 2 turns if I can avoid it, because it's already a bit confusing that that things are moving and you're not used to it, to make it even more complicated than it already is. Yeah, see, I don't have time to do that. So these, let's see what would happen if we went to ladder. If I could go through there, would I have enough time to react? I could probably maybe have enough time to react, but okay, I should have, you know, my tweaker is not tolerant to the extremes. I should have included more time. See, I was conservative and that was wrong. Yeah, let's go back to it. I mean, I haven't forgotten that we could use an obstacle, and the obstacle, using the obstacle is cool, and we're going to do that for maybe. But now I want to figure out if there's a way to get through the wall, to the wall of fire, without using an obstacle in the middle. Let's see if we can do that. Okay. So now we go to 10. God damn it, this feature. God damn it, this feature. We need to delay the snake. So we're going to make a tweaker for a snake as well. We're going to implement a delay for the time, and we were now at 6 or something like that, I think. Yeah, Drake was delayed. No, it was 3. Okay. We'll make a tweaker for this. Right. This was 3. I wonder if the create is not going to be problematic, because create may come too late. So yeah, we're not going to do this at create, because create is not really called at the beginning of the... We're going to do it using the initialization of the level. So if I'm initializing a Drake boss, it delays the Drake delay time. This might not work here. Anyway, let's see. In any case, we want more delay, so we're going to make it 4. Maybe try put ladder in the bottom. Maybe I will try putting ladder in the bottom, but let's see. Let's see if we really need it first. Okay, there is speaking time. We say 9. We said 10. Okay, what about more delay? At this point, I don't like this delaying the firewall thing. I'm not very fond of it. Ow. I don't have enough time to react here. Well, this is an achievement. At least we could get through a second wall. Now, getting through the third one is going to be trickier, but I wish I could. Yeah, no, I can't do this. I cannot really do this. Can I? Is there a way? Is there a way? Is there a way through this? Is there not? I am just doing the same thing on the other side, which is not. It's not very smart. But it would have been neat if I could, get there. What if I delay it a bit? Well, I have to delay too much. Then I have to delay too much. I couldn't make it. But I really like doing that turn actually. Yeah, I don't have time to solve this here. Okay, chat. How about if you straddle them, like have them come out in a squiggle pattern, left, right, or even diagonals coming from the snake's mouth? Well, that was the next thing I would have tried. We have I mean, we have two things to try before that. We need to first we have the obstacles, which felt good for them to be there, but that's for later. And then, you know, having a differently shaped pattern. But the thing is, I really like the fact that it's just a wall of fire, so it looks simple. It's, you know, it's just a wall. I don't have to think about it. But then it turns out it's deceptively complicated or complex to solve. Actually, it's tricky. So what I'm trying to do is see how far I can get with the firewall, and if that doesn't work, then we'll try the squiggle firewall and the obstacle in the middle. What would happen if I did this? Nope. Nope. I am starting to like this. What if I was making this and it was really slow, and can I slowly get there by being slow? I don't think so. Just almost there, but not quite there. I mean, what's minimal? Yeah, this is not good anymore. So I'm not making progress here because I always. So what would happen if we went for this? Let's see. Now the firewall comes at the last minute, which is not that neat, but maybe it's okay. I don't know. Let's see. And now I don't have enough room, but now we can try our strategy of taking it slow, not be too ambitious. Now what if I do the same thing but down? I am moving really slowly now. And now I'm trapped against the side. Oh man. We almost did it. But we didn't. We almost made it. Can we make it just by being even slower than this? Like this. Like, yeah, I'm going to be really conservative. Yeah, I don't think this is going to work. No. Yeah. No, I mean, going through the middle doesn't seem like a good strategy. I know. I don't think it is a good strategy. Okay, let's see what's going on in the chat. Move the entry stairs to left a bit. Well, I cannot move it any further. I'm on the edge of the map already. If the snake was one further away, maybe you can make it. Maybe. I think you just need wire spacing. Just doing the basic dot shape takes 9 move to get back to the. It's a good thing that Chan is here because he can do stuff in his head that I'm totally unable to. So with 10 spacing, you have time to advance by 1 in between each, but no room for more than 2 arcs. Steel field, those extra 4 turns at the start to get to the one of the top really make a difference, but maybe not so much as thinking. The ladder on the bottom or the top give you more time to start and space. Okay, silly question. But can you just write a solver which runs through millions of steps to find solutions? Well, I have such a thing. I don't use it. I never use it for 2 reasons. The first one is that if I use a solver for these kind of things, I don't have no way of realizing if the level is good or not. It's good to play. I mean, I'm making a puzzle game. The good thing about puzzle game is getting to the solution. If getting to the solution is boring, it's not a good puzzle game. It's not a good puzzle. So if I use solvers, the solver is figuring out the solution. So I'm not, as a designer, I don't know if the level is good or not. Just throwing random stuff. I would not be able to become familiar with my own game. That said, I do have a solver that has another problem, which is it takes forever to solve levels. So what I do is, once I'm satisfied with the level completely, I run the solver, let it run while I'm having lunch or dinner or something, just to make sure that I'm not being silly and not finding a very obvious solution. So if the stairs were at the top and the okay, so people, you've been pushing me so hard. Since you're pushing me so hard to do this, I'm going to put ladder somewhere else. So now you got ladder at the top. Now let's see what is this supposed to mean. So 1, 2. Maybe if I go up instead of down, can I do that? Can I even do it? No, I don't. I can't do that. No, I can't really do that. So I need to come down again. Well, okay. I mean, this is fine. This is fine. In fact, I got with plenty of time, right? No, it would have materialized here and I would have died if they came a turn earlier. Just a turn earlier. So yeah, the unfortunate thing now is that I am on this side and I have blocked myself from the door. Yeah, man, this was not a good victory. So maybe there's another solution for this. So okay, so I'm fine with this level. I'm okay with it as it is. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to record it just so we have it somewhere, and then we're going to keep pushing to find a better solution for this. And no, I totally refuse to move the snake around. So the snake stays there. So anything we do, it needs to have the snake at the right place. So is there an alternative to this or not? Is there a way to fix? I mean, no, we're coming down here. There's no way we're going to manage to stay unless we could. Well, of course. But yeah, there's no way we're going to get to the other side. There is absolutely no way we're going to get to the other side. So this kind of thing never works because it doesn't allow us enough time to react. So this pattern about, you know, going all this length never works. It never works, I think. Shit. This is a problem with Ernesto, racing problem. Have a problem there. I didn't want to have, but now I have it. Which is that these fires should die before I walk there. These fires should be dead. These fires should be dead. These fires should be dead. Okay, I should probably fix this. I should probably fix this issue here. If we fix it, maybe we can pull off what I want to pull off. Just to delay it enough. I mean, this should work. This should totally work. Okay, let's go fix it. Okay. Move the door to the top. Not moving the door to the top. Put ladder at bottom left. Well, yeah, I could put the ladder at the bottom left and it would make the game solvable, but I don't want it. I don't want to do that. We have an interesting situation here. Let's see if we can figure it out. Try right, down, 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 left. Try to go way more down than right on the first wave. Okay, let's see. I don't understand it, but let's see. So right, down, 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 down. But then at some point I need to turn left. Well, I don't have enough time, unless it's one less down that you want to go. Yeah, I don't have enough time. You know, see, I don't have time to do anything here. So I can go really a lot of steps down here. And then, you know, that turn never works. It never works. It just drains me of my time to react to the next wave. Oh, so you meant left. Okay. So down, 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 left. Is that? What is this supposed to achieve? I'm not sure. So this current problem seems like an off I one on the first shoot delay. Well, maybe it is. Maybe it is, but I don't know, man. Maybe it's solvable anyway. So right, down, 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 down. Delay pass first wave. So how do I get through this? Do we do this? I don't think there's much of a point here with this, doing this. Now I'm delayed. If I go left here, I just delayed myself. What would be the point? No, I think this is the only pattern that works. That seems to work because I'm barely getting through. Yeah, there's no. I don't think there's a way to go about this. You know, if I had room, I could get through this, maybe. But I don't. So, bummer. I don't. Okay, going down. Yeah, I don't have. So maybe it's a problem with the delay time. The delay time, the repeat time is too low, just by one. It seems like that's what's going on here. Okay, anyway, we could we can increase the delay time to 13, and you know, that would solve most of our problems. Right? Because now, well, sort of. Yeah, there we go. Well, okay. Okay, this is okay. So, I'm not very fond of the solution, but anyway. It seems okay. At least we have something going on here, which is nice because I didn't know if this was going to be a thing or not. Maybe we can reduce the delay time. Why is it so? Is it paying attention to this number at all? I'm not even sure. I'm not really even sure, because it was kind of a hack. Yeah, I don't think it's paying attention to it. Yeah, this is not working for a reason that I know which one it is, but I can't. So I could actually reduce the delay time and see what happens. Would it change anything? I don't know. Well, anyway, I mean, it's 8:30 already. It's been an hour and a half. We got something going on, which is kind of neat. I mean, we had these.